Hello and welcome to a super special sneak peek at Diva and Friends. It's a brand new Patreon created by me and my friends so that we can play some of the spicier games that YouTube won't let us. Twice a month, my friends and I will play an 18 plus game with some naughty bits with our special brand of queer commentary. We also can't post the link because it is set to 18 plus, and YouTube has got mad at me for doing that with Pillowfort, a Tumblr-like social media platform. That's the only place you can find Bon outside of YouTube. But if you go to Patreon and look for Diva and Friends, you'll find a familiar face. Mine. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this little treat and join us over on Patreon. There's only one tier right now sitting at $10 USD, but if we get more popular, we'll add more tiers with more saucy goodies and access to our 18 plus new Not Safe for Work Discord channel on our very own Discord server, which is linked below and completely free to join. Now, without further ado, Bon and I are playing the prologue of Minotaur Hotel by Minnow Workshop. So let's get started. Warning: this video contains strong language, mature themes, and explicit content. But if we're being honest, that's why you're here. Nevertheless, discretion is advised.
Let's get started.
Started.
I'm gonna minimize everything. So I'm just looking at this. Okay, new game. You can still see, right?
Yes. Safe for work mode.
You don't know what we're about, game. Start it. Let's see that dirty sex. Cross the sea. Go ahead.
Okay. You do it. I do
Okay.
the narration all the time.
Okay. Across the sea, you shall find the island of Crete. Is that how you pronounce
Yes.
it? From which the tyrant Minos demanded tribute in the form of Athens' finest youth. Upon arrival, they were sent to a foul location erected by Daedalus, the great architect. 'Twas a labyrinth in which lived the bull of Minos. The hybrid was conceived when the tyrant's wife, a once sacred nymph, was struck by a lustful curse, making her take the bull's lurch. Lurch? Interesting. The result of the monster was called Asterion, half bull, half man. Having no place in nature, he took to consuming human flesh. He lived in the labyrinth, feeding off of Athenians. But among the sacrifices came to a distinguished hero, Theseus, future king. The bright-eyed Athenian captivated the passions of Princess Aridian. Help me.
I think it's... I could be wrong, but Aridine?
Aridine?
I could be wrong.
We need Katie here.
Yeah, I know. Where's our English major?
Yeah.
Even though this is like ancient Greek, but
But you know she loves ancient Greek myths.
she does. She really does.
So, anyways, who revealed the secret to defeating the Minotaur? Later, the victorious prince's bronze sword shone splendidly under the sun as he and the princess sailed away from Crete to Naxos. I think I missed a section, but yeah.
No, I think you got it.
Prologue, the deed. You don't remember much about that night.
Are we Theseus?
No, I think we're the Minotaurs. Oh, no, wait, maybe we are Theseus? Because it looks like we might... I don't know. Your travels had taken you far from home. You were halfway dead after all the nights tossing and turning under unfamiliar ceilings. It was 3 a.m., and it felt like you hadn't slept in a proper bed for at least 2 nights. You were pulling all the spirit you had left to keep you going, grinding your mind to dust. But it would soon be over. You were so close to home. Just one more bus ride, one long enough for a good night's sleep.
Until... Was a bus?
Well, now we're in modern times.
Oh, okay.
I guess. Until then, however, you had to keep yourself awake. You got up and set out to explore the station. The whole place was a sorry sight. It didn't have much, and what little it had was poorly maintained. The bathroom was an atrocious mess. The lobby's floor was stained with age. The asphalt on the terminals was cracking. Even so, it had been built to last. decorated with brutal obsidian pillars cut right out of the earth itself, and marble tiles polished into labyrinthine patterns. The walls were lined with statues in grotesque style, their exaggerated expressions locked in wide-eyed screams. So that just makes me think of when, like, horses scream. Have you ever seen that? Yeah. The ceiling.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Ariadne.
Ariadne?
Ariadne.
Ariadne. Okay, got it. I don't think she's gonna come up again, but good to know.
No, I think this is a sausage party game, so
yeah. The ceiling was covered with latticed reproductions of paintings. Michelangelo's The Creation of Adam, and a bit up ahead, Picasso's Guernica. The lobby seemed to extend forever onwards, lined on either side by rows of closed-down stores. The elevator music playing from unseen speaker was enough of distraction to keep you going. A sudden crackling of static broke the song. You had found your way into a cafe populated solely by an old radio and an even older gentleman. I see. Because it's called Minotaur Hotel, I was completely expecting like our first Minotaur or like humanoid beast creature. Was not expecting like this guy who looks like a janitor.
I mean, he probably was a janitor at some point in his life.
His skin was paper thin. He held a cup of coffee, and every time he sipped from it, his shaking hands would spill half the contents. Ooh, sexy. What's going on? The old man's glazed gaze passed over you a few dozen times before he realized you were there. As he looked at you, he patted the stool beside him and shook his hand in your direction. He poured a cup for you. He's just a lonely old man.
Yeah.
You sit hunched over the counter and take a sip. A breeze of life pours over your face. You can't even register what it tastes like. You just know right then and there that you're alive and wide awake. It's coffee, my dude.
Yeah, okay, hold up a second.
Okay.
So, when it says that you were hunched over, taking a sip, does that mean that the coffee cup was still on the counter and you didn't lift it up? You just kind of, like, hovered over it and went, like...
You just, like, slurped from it while it's on the table?
Yeah, you didn't even pick it up. You just lowered your head to the cup. That's the image I got from that.
I have no hands, but I must drink.
No.
Sorry.
Well, I'm fairly certain, because I did look up a little bit of what this game was to make sure that it was, like, you know, a sexy time game. And I want to say we are human. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have hands.
You're right. You can't discount people with handicaps. Amputees, they need representation too, okay? Okay?
They do.
So they also deserve the sexy times.
They also deserve the sexy times. It's very true. Okay.
You look to your side, to the old man. His face is contorted into some form of distress, lips quivering as his eyes dart to and fro. My dude.
Okay, so yeah, we are drinking like that. We do have a cup on the counter. We're just lowered our head to it, going.
And he's just like, "The fuck is happening?
Why did you come in here?
Why did I invite you to sit by me?"
I know.
He puts a hand over each of his pockets, face still locked in fear, until his right hand falls over his breast pocket. He breathes a sigh of relief and looks at you.
I'm just imagining like a million pockets showing up, going like pocket, 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 and he has like 10 hands that are all touching pockets.
Did you see how he like creeped forward there?
Yeah, I saw. He's like, "Why are you getting closer to me?"
He starts talking, but not in a language you recognize. He's not even looking at you. His gaze wanders around with seemingly no goal. But eventually he finds a thread you can follow. He sounds like a dementia patient. A little. Like, I feel bad for this guy. Are you okay, sir? Oh, okay. You seem like a traveler type. You remind me of... He hesitates, glance around, mulls over his words. Oh my god, is that a name he can't say? Is it a secret? Oh, okay. Yes, you remind me of myself in my younger days.
Maybe this is Theseus.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that earlier. Theseus is
Yeah.
just a very old immortal.
I mean, given that demigods are so... Well, okay. So demigods are supposed to be like semi-immortal, except like they do die young because they're supposed to like go after monsters and whatever and get killed. And
And they generally, even if they don't want to participate, it comes looking for them.
right, yeah. Because it's like, oh my god, a demigod, that's like the ultimate score. And so it could be that Theseus has managed to survive all of this time, but because demigods are not supposed to live this long, he's just like an old crotchety man, and he's like, I don't know what to do anymore. Please kill me.
He's like, kill me now.
Um,
He looks ahead and takes a sip of his drink. You catch a glimmer in his eyes, a sudden wakefulness. This coffee is something else, apparently.
I know, seriously. Well, that also like lends to my demigod theory, because maybe other than like uh being able to take down the Minotaur, Theseus made it like a really good cup of coffee.
That was his other ability as a demigod.
Yeah.
Good cups of coffee. I was a fool, never settled down, and squandered my one chance at a proper life. Felt the road would always take me in. Ended up throwing away the one place I could call home. It's been rotting for who knows how long, and now I'm old. Always wondered if someone would ever take it over and treat it right. Oh my god, am I gonna run the Minotaur Hotel? He's gonna give me the Minotaur Hotel. Now, you do remind me of myself, but I wasn't a good man. Hopefully you don't have the mean streak I had. Well, what do you want?
I try my best.
That's fair. I'm far from perfect, but I do try my best. He creeped away. He's like, oh, that's a disappointment.
Oh, man. I was hoping for like a really abusive guy. It's like someone who just like took no shit and shat all over everybody else.
He's like, I needed some real non-con in here.
Yeah.
Is that so? I suppose that's as good as it gets. At least nowadays you can try. Back in the day, my father treated me like dirt and no one batted an eye. I saw that happen a lot too. I wasn't the only one.
Okay, so you are the child of a... Is Theseus a Zeus child?
He probably is. Who isn't Zeus's child half the time?
Okay, so Theseus is... Oh, wait. Okay, that's Aegeus. Okay, so Theseus is sometimes described as the son of Aegeus, son of Athens, and sometimes as the son of the god Poseidon. However, if you look at Aegeus, Aegeus is, when he was fully grown into a strapping young man, Aethra, his mother, told her son, what? Hold on, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. Who wrote this?
Is it a wiki article? Because then that means anyone.
No, it's theoi.com.
Oh, interesting. That should be... that's a source my pagan friend uses, so I assume it was supposed to be reliable?
It's very... Okay. Okay, I get it now. When he was fully grown into a strapping young man, Aethra told her son Theseus that he was the son of two fathers, Poseidon and Aegeus. She also told him about the hidden trinkets under a rock that his father had instructed before he left. Whatever. So yeah, so he has two dads.
You know, Mpreg is a thing in Greek mythology.
Yeah, it is.
So, not the first time.
Yeah.
It made beasts out of... Oh, no, blah! I can't go
Oops.
back. Oh, wait, can I
That's
go?
fine.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Hey.
It made beasts out of my siblings and I, having a father like that. But you don't think I'm blaming him. You can only point the finger at your dad for so long, eh?
Well, given that your father is potentially Poseidon.
Greek gods did not make the best parents.
No, they did not.
At least eventually I found a way to make a living. How about you, young man? Have you found a calling?
Are you just going to assume my gender? Speedrunner. No. Humanities. You are better at crafting contracts and getting additional options from them. You are also good at handling bureaucratic situations. Leader. You are charismatic and a good mediator. In conflicts, you're able to make some choices that are fixed for other backgrounds. Arts. You have a vast knowledge of literature, arts, and architecture. You can make the renovations to the hotel that bring in additional guests. Tech. You are knowledgeable about computer systems, programming, and engineering. You can lend additional help with in-tech R&D projects. Math. Just not going to bother with that one because neither of us are that category. Speedrunner. You get additional loot from exploration and may turn a danger event into your advantage. Good for second playthroughs. Interesting. I personally would pick arts.
Okay,
What
let's
about
do that.
you? Okay.
It's really funny because the humanities just makes me think of 50 Shades of Grey and that, like, fucking guy's contract that he gives the girl. You
What?
just 50 Shades of Grey. So in it, the
Oh,
guy crafts a contract, a BDSM contract, a literal contract that he has her sign, as give detailing her role
right.
as his sub. And like, so anytime like this is mentioning contracts, all I can think about is 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my brief derail.
Does BDSM fall under humanities?
I don't know. It depends on like what aspect, maybe.
Because I feel like, I don't know.
Because like maybe if you're a dom, you're a leader,
You're a leader.
but like you're...
And if you're into like creating toys and creating straps and stuff, I feel like that would be a mix of tech and art and math.
I like that we're just considering this.
Math.
All right. I found my calling in the arts. A man of culture, yes. Now that's very scarce, those days? Those days. You mean these days, sir?
I mean, he's old. He doesn't know what day it is.
Yeah, half the time I don't either.
Listen, if you hadn't messaged me this morning, I would have forgotten it was Monday.
Sometimes like when I'm not at work for a bit, like during Christmas for example, when we shut down for a week, I don't remember what day of the week it is because I'm not at work. Work is my indicator of the days. The old man rambles in the same language from before. Sometimes he'll stop and stare at you, as if expecting a response. A nod or a grunt is enough to get him going again. Honestly, like, my grandmother does this sometimes when she forgets that she's not speaking English. One time she asked my brother in Slovenian what he wanted for dinner. And he said, I don't know in English, but that is an accurate response to what she was asking. So she just kept like saying different foods in Slovenian, and he kept being like, I don't know what you're saying. And then eventually he had to be like, Babisa, you're speaking Slovenian, not English. Because like he kept giving like appropriate responses to her questions, so it didn't register with her that he wasn't understanding her.
Nice.
His voice becomes graver and deeper as the night goes on. Oh my god, he's still going? The whole night? It is
How long has this night been?
Yeah, right? It is soothing in a way, even if at times he'll again allude to having a rough, sorrowful past. Eventually he stops and his gaze seems to shine with lucidity once more. Yeah, he does have dementia. Or Alzheimer's. Or something, it seems.
Again, I don't think demigods are meant to live as long as their lifespan allows.
Yep. I must say I'm terribly sorry. I am afraid I never asked for your name. What is my name? What's my name, Taryn?
I usually put diva on these things, but since you're playing, you can put whatever.
Alright. I'm glad I met you, Bon.
I'm Theseus.
The old man's eyes become glazed again and his hands start shaking. Coffee spills everywhere, but it's gone cold already. Is he dying? Is this his death throes?
Oh god. Not in the coffee!
You seem like a well-traveled man. Oh, traveling when I was young was so difficult. Now you can be on the other side of the globe in a day or two. Oh, how the world has changed. There was this one time I talked with my brother just about this topic.
Does Theseus have a brother?
You're gonna Google that now?
Yep.
Back home...
We're learning shit today.
Yeah. Back home there was this vineyard where we spent so many summers, eating and drinking. I remember it so well. It's like a moving picture. And you know what he told me? That when we were young, there was so much wonder and magic around us. It's true. We could walk down the road, a stony little thing from Roman times, and when we were children, once or twice a week, we'd see ghosts rising from the cairns and crosses to mingle about. But things have changed so much. I think it's the technology spirits and the arcane don't mix well with it. Or maybe it's something in the eyes. My brother, he used to say it's because mankind lacks piety nowadays. The unknown is not as frightful either. So much mystery has been lost, and so the bridge with the fantastical broke down. The old man freezes for a moment, then looks at you, back to you. Oh, I was rambling again, was I? I'm so sorry.
You?
Don't worry about it. That's interesting to hear.
Theseus does not, to my knowledge, have a brother. However, he is the first cousin of Agamemnon.
Because they're almost all related, always.
Yeah. Well, considering that the amount of incest that went amongst the gods themselves, I'm fairly certain that it was just common practice.
I've seen something supernatural too, or science explains a lot. Oh, I just clicked it by accident.
God damn it, Bon.
There we go. I clicked back. There we go. We can choose.
So, I've seen something supernatural too. Reads like, oh, well, I've seen something supernatural too.
But, like, science explains a lot sounds so dismissive.
Yeah. Science does explain a lot.
Which one?
But I kind of like I've seen something supernatural too because it feels so like include me. me.
Okay. Sorry, I have a cookie in my mouth. Can you read the next line?
Sure.
Thanks.
I've seen a thing or two, which I can't see science ever explaining.
That sounds so angry against science.
I know. Science! My nemesis!
This guy hates Bill Nye, the science guy.
God, the entire city of Waco hates Bill Nye, the science guy.
Is that true?
Okay, so a couple years ago,
yeah,
Bill Nye went and did a talk in Waco. And I don't exactly remember what was said, but I feel like it had something to do with like the Earth revolving around the sun, or that was something that somebody said had happened. But Bill Nye said something that Waco didn't approve of, and the audience booed him.
Oh my god, why would you boo Bill Nye? He's the science guy.
Waco audience boos Bill Nye. Okay, Bill Nye booed. Okay, this is from Snopes.com. It's been a while since I've been to. In 2006 presentation, Bill Nye the Science Guy received mixed reactions in Waco, Texas. What's true? At least one person reacted angrily to a lecture given by Bill Nye in Waco, Texas. In summation, it's true that Bill Nye gave a scientific lecture in McLennan County Community College in Waco, Texas. It's also true that his speech angered at least one audience member. This event, however, did not occur recently and did not involve a majority or even a significant portion of the audience. So this was back in 2006.
What was that man angry over?
It just someone stating science facts.
But which one? That's what I want to know.
Well, that's the thing, is like it doesn't specify.
That's fair.
It just says that people are saying that it happened in 2015. It did not happen in 2015. It happened in 2006.
Wow. Okay.
So that's from Snopes. So I don't know about other people, but I trust Snopes. So
I mean, Snopes is a pretty good debunking site. So
yeah.
All right.
But it did happen.
Even if it was one person, it did happen.
Yeah.
Perhaps fantastical things aren't as common, but they manage to slip by the cracks every once in a while. Anyone who travels as much as I did will eventually stumble on something of this sort. Or perhaps the supernatural is still out there, speaking in whispers instead of speaking plainly. Whispers. You're quite a sensitive young man. There's humility in sensing how much there is out there yet to be learned. Perhaps, yes, you seem good, special. Perhaps you will do. Stop creeping towards me. Here, he's like, you're special, as he like leans in. Here, I'd like you to have this. I'm sure you'll take better care of it than I did. The old man takes a old piece of paper out from his breast pocket and extends it to you. Oh no, I'm passing out. The deed for the place I told you about, the one I squandered. I'm old, tired. I would like someone to have it. I've been looking for an heir for a while now, and I don't quite feel like I have any more time to waste. Just take it. It's yours. A grandiose place, a hotel. Time's taken a toll, but you'll love it. Just please take care of it. Be good. Give him a purpose. This is a hotel or a person?
Yeah, seriously, like, are we still talking about the hotel, Theseus?
Is there a Minotaur in this hotel?
Maybe it's not Theseus. Maybe it's Minos.
Minos? Didn't he die?
I don't think so.
Isn't he the guy who wanted a hand of gold and it turned everything into gold? No, that's Mythos.
No, it was Minos as in M-I-N-A-S, not M-I-N-O-S. Hold on. I brought it up. I brought this. The king of Crete, Minos, M-I-N-O-S.
Yeah.
The son of Zeus and Europa.
Okay, so he is a demigod also.
He is also a demigod. Death.
You raise an eyebrow at him. Did this old man try to give you a hotel just like that? Now, who would do that? His wandering gaze betrays his senility At times, he seems outright confused, as if he didn't know how he got here in the first place. Who's taking care of this man?
Seriously, I don't think anybody is. I think he was supposed to take care of the hotel, and in turn, this magical Greek god hotel was supposed to take care of him, but because he squandered it, it just like completely abandoned him as he abandoned it. Also, fun fact about Minos is that apparently in the Dante's Inferno, uh, Minos was a judge, or is depicted having a snake-like tail. He sits at the entrance of the second circle of the Inferno, which is the beginning of hell proper. There he judges the sin of each soul and assigns it to a rightful punishment by indicating the circle in which it must descend. He does this by circling his tail around his own body in the appropriate number of times. He can also speak to clarify the soul's location within the circle indicated by the wrapping of his tail. And right next to that description is a picture of Judge Minos in the Last Judgment with the snake wrapped around his body 2 times, and the snake is like sucking his own dick.
Of course.
So that's going in the video. Well, not sucking, it's biting his own dick, I should say that.
I mean, maybe that's how he likes it.
This man kept his Minotaur half-son in a fucking labyrinth for its entire life.
Isn't Dante's Inferno, though, Christian?
It's Catholic, yeah.
It's Catholic. I mean, the Catholics did, like, demonize, like, other
Oh, they did a lot of things.
Yeah.
But no, but that was just from Dante's Inferno. But in the Aeneid of Virgil, Minos was the judge of those who had been given the death penalty on false charge. So it's not... Okay, here's his death. That's what I was looking for. Minos searched for Daedalus by traveling from the city to city asking a riddle. He presented a spiral seashell and asked for it to be strung all the way through. When he reached Camicus, Sicily, King Cocalus, knowing Daedalus would be able to solve the riddle, fetched the old man. He tied... Oh, or maybe this is Daedalus. He tied the string to an ant, which walked through the shell, stringing it all the way through. Minos then knew Daedalus was in the court of King Cocalus and demanded he be handed over. Cocalus managed to convince him to take a bath first. Then Cocalus' daughter and Daedalus, with Minos trapped in the bath, scalded him to death with boiling water. After his death, Minos became a judge of the dead in Hades, together by Aeacus and Rhadamanthus. Rhadamanthus judged the souls of Asians. Aeacus judged European, and Minos had the deciding vote.
Yeah,
because that's important.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's like a little too grandiose for someone like Minos.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe it's because he is a demigod that he was given that position.
Possible, yeah.
He wasn't a hero, so he doesn't deserve to go into the fields of... What's it called? Oh, God, I can't pronounce it, ever. The place where heroes go. Fuck it. In Hades. You can't take it. It wouldn't be right for you to take advantage of someone like him. And that's assuming that a piece of paper is a deed. It might just be a used napkin with a nice seal. Midas
is the god with the golden touch, or the king with the golden touch.
Okay.
That's why we have that automotive service store called the Midas, because the jingle is something like, give it the Midas touch or something, which means like make it gold. And but yeah, Midas, it's Minos and Midas.
Okay.
Yeah.
The old man's gaze wanders around. With his hands still extended, he squints his eyes at you, then looks down to the paper. He struggles to put his thoughts together, but for a brief moment, his expression grows firm and lucid. You must think I'm crazy, but please understand, this is my last chance to do it right. Just take the deed. If I reject it, is the game over?
Can we go back?
I need to know. Reject. What happens?
You can't accept it. Aw.
You would be wrong. This old man must be disoriented. Where are his caretakers? Surely someone this old and senile isn't here alone. You reject his offer and go back to your drink. You should probably get out of this place as soon as possible, or at least inform someone about this man. He remains staring at you. You try not to make eye contact, but a sideways glance is enough to catch that he's teary-eyed, and his pale, paper-thin face is contorted into a silent sob. Oh my god. God damn it.
God damn it.
You put down your drink. So what if this deed is some random piece of paper? Maybe accepting it will appease the old man, and then you can return it to him when he has one of his lapses. You extend your hand and take the parchment. You obtain the old deed. To check your items, open the menu to go to the items subscreen. That made me feel so bad.
I know.
Oh.
That was not nice.
See, I just thought the game was going to be over.
I know, I did too. It's like, okay, well, you go about your day and nothing weird happens. So but I do like that you have to continue. It's like, no, you don't get a choice. Take this thing.
But yeah, the game was like, listen, you have to play this game, but we're going to make you feel really bad about it now.
Right.
It's going to make you feel guilty about finding this sexy.
Yeah. Oh, you thought you were going to have a fun time making fun of, like, Greek mythology and doing it with a Minotaur? Nah.
You're going to make an old man cry.
You're going to make an old man cry. Where's that video I just made? Oh, there it is.
This old piece of parchment looks unimaginably ancient. Older than you, that's for sure, but the wax on it seems reasonably new, perhaps even fresh. You break open the seal and examine the paper's contents. It's gibberish, written in an alphabet you've never seen before. Well, it seemed like this was all for nothing. You stick the deed in your jacket's pocket. You look back up to the old man. The corners of his mouth wrinkle, and he shakes ever so slightly, but his joy is short-lived. His gaze wanders once again.
You're gonna die. Please don't die in this establishment. That would, like, really bring the ratings down.
1-star review on Yelp because there's a dead man here.
Yeah, I just saw a body. Did not sign up for that for my little brunch.
Oh, okay. So, fun fact. Fact. My sister, Rochelle, has in fact seen 3 corpses before.
At restaurants?
Well, the first was at a restaurant. What happened was, she decided to skip school. And with my ex-stepmother, my both of them were like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to skip school. Yeah. We're going to skip work. We're just going to have a girls' day out. And they decided they want to go to Dairy Queen. Do you guys have Dairy Queen in the States?
Not. There's a DQ in Toledo, and I think that is the only Dairy Queen I have seen in probably a decade.
Okay, well, we have quite a few here. So they decided to
that's
go...
where they all went to
Canada.
So
they decided they wanted to go to Dairy Queen, and they show up there, and there's like cop cars there, and they're like, okay, but they haven't cordoned off the restaurant, so they weren't sure if they were able to go in or not. So they walked up to someone to be like, hey, is the restaurant closed? Can we go in? Is everything okay? And the cop just looks at my stepmom, and he's like, oh good, you're here. And he just opens the trunk of a car, and inside it there's a corpse, because apparently he thought she was the coroner.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you're supposed to ask for fucking... Jesus Christ.
And he didn't seem to pay attention to the fact that, the coroner, and I say this with quotation marks, had a teenage girl with her.
Right. Oh
You know,
my,
take your
oh my
child to work
God.
day. So yeah, they just like popped open the
Seriously.
trunk and there was this corpse inside. And that's like one of the 3 times my sister has ever seen a corpse. The other time it actually landed on her, a different one.
What? It landed on her?
Well, the guy had a heart attack while going up the stairs in the SkyTrain station. She was directly beneath him.
Oh, okay. That doesn't make it better, but
She has
Lan-
the worst luck with corpses, which is a weird thing to say.
apparently. Oh my God.
This has been Bonds derails the game to talk about
Okay.
my sister's
Once is
bad
an
luck.
accident, twice is a coincidence. 3 times, she's a serial killer. What was the third time?
The third time they were at a park, and at first there was just this guy sleeping, like in the grass, face up, or was it face down? I don't remember, but in any case, they thought he was sleeping at first, but like when they went like walked by like 30 minutes later, he was still there unmoved. So they like went up to him. This is her and her boyfriend, and like saw that he was dead. He had died there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I like the thing is, I don't care that homeless people sleep in weird places. Like, I had a conversation with a guy who was making camp in front of the library because I was returning my library books.
Mm.
And, but if you see that there is a homeless person who has not moved in some time, at that point, it is it's not just a matter of personal safety, it's a matter of like you don't know what killed him.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so at that point you should probably call the police just to have like a wellness check done on this guy.
this is the thing is I don't if I recall correctly, he wasn't a homeless person, or at least he didn't look like a homeless person.
Okay.
That wasn't really their concern, because lots of people just like chill in the park and they lay down and have naps in the grass. It's like
Right.
a stoner haven, that particular park.
Oh.
So
So it's possible that he like overdosed.
it's possible, or there was also a heat wave going on at the time. So it's also
Oh,
possible that
and
he
he had a
dehydrated.
stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like who knows exactly what happened, but yeah, she has seen too many corpses.
Yeah, and now she's a serial killer.
Apparently, yes.
Because
Yeah.
that's how it works. Once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times you're a serial killer.
To-
That's the rule.
Today in Minotaur Hotel, we learned that Bond's sister is a
He's a
serial
serial
killer.
killer. Next time on our true crime podcast.
Yeah, suddenly this porn game turned into a true crime podcast.
Listen, that's possible.
All right.
I signed up for porn. I didn't sign up for life lessons.
I didn't sign up to like know that when someone is like face down in the concrete, they're in a bad fucking way. That one is from my brother, but to
Yeah.
be fair to him,
I'm sorry. Your brother has had a corpse encounter too?
to be fair to him, he was doing ride along with paramedics.
Okay.
That at least it wasn't a random encounter like my
At
sister.
least it was supposed to happen because paramedics had to deal with dead people all the time.
Yeah,
But
because he had like the highest first aid certification that possible, and he wanted to see if he wanted to be a paramedic. So
okay.
he was able to like be able to do some ride-alongs with them, and then just like
Okay.
take basic direction from them. Yeah,
Right.
so there were many times where they came up like across people who were just like fucked up, just laying down in the concrete because they're so fucking like high.
Right.
Yeah. So yes, he did encounter
Okay.
a corpse, but this one was more likely to happen.
Right. Okay. Whereas your sister just had death happen upon her.
Yes. Today in true crime, Bond's family are serial killers.
Fucking serial killers. Jesus.
All right, all right.
All right.
When his focus returns to you, he furrows his brow, taking in each of your features one at a time. I'm sorry, is he like looking at one
How have
eye?
you not had this before? Like, I thought he already did this.
Well, the thing is like when it says each of my features one at a time, is he like focusing on one eye really intensely, then moving to the other eye, and then moving to your nose, and then to your mouth? He's like just like literally breaking down your face one at a time.
Like, he's got to remember each and every single detail.
He's like, do you have blowjob lips? You gotta have Tom Hardy lips.
Tom Hardy or like Mick Jagger lips too.
Really, Mick Jagger? I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I'm mistaking him for someone else because I seem to remember his lips being really thin.
Now they're really thin.
Oh,
but when he was younger, they looked like they were Botox to hell.
okay. Maybe I've just never seen a youthful picture of him.
Yeah. Well, that's because like there was a joke going around. I don't know if it was a joke back then, but it was a joke between me and my friends for sure, where we would see pictures of like Mick Jagger and David Bowie together, and they would have like the same lip shape, but then like the lips are then like it would go away on David Bowie, but it would stay on Mick Jagger, and we're like, oh my god, it's contagious. Mick Jagger's lips are contagious.
They're sucking the power out of everyone else's lips.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna post that picture too.
Okay. Wait, them side by side and then Bowie's lips getting thinner or just Mick
That
Jagger?
I can't find the picture where it's Mick Jagger and David Bowie. Hold on.
While you look, I'm going to continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
The old man mumbles something to himself, takes a sip of his coffee, and smiles. You're a very kind young man, Bon. I just made you cry, but okay. He does remember your name, at least. You check your wristwatch, and the numbers have turned into gibberish. You take it you've spent too long here. I'm sorry, what? I'd be a little more concerned. You collect your luggage, say your farewell to the old man, and thank him for the wonderful coffee. He suddenly bows to you. No, Ban, it is I that ought to be grateful. It was a pleasure dealing with you. And he fades away like a ghost. You leave the cafe and make your way to the bus terminal. The station is deserted, save for a single man smoking a cigarette outside the cafe. You greet him with a nod, and he responds in kind. Aside from the old man, he's the only person you find, but maybe that ought to be expected at this time of night. I'm sorry, please tell the man about the old elderly man that is, like, has dementia and needs help. You make your way through the empty station. There's no one to greet you at the boarding platform. The bus is so dark you can barely make out the driver's silhouette. As soon as you sit down and recline, you try to process the night's events, but your thoughts skitter away. So hard to say for sure exactly how long you've been traveling. All the airports, truck stops, train stations, and ports mixed together. The restlessness of unending travel is the only constant. It doesn't take long for you to give up. A merciful warmth seeps from your chest as you fall asleep. What?
Thank you for joining Bon and I for our super special sneak peek at Diva and Friends Play Minotaur Workshop on Patreon. Chapter 1 is already live, so head over there and become a patron. And keep up with our bi-monthly episodes. If you can't wait for the next installment, Minotaur Hotel is completely free to play through the link below. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like and a comment and let us know what spicy game you want to see us play next. Let's keep the comments chill, so no hate or spoilers, as we're not above removing those comments and the people who make them. That's all for now, folks, and we'll see you next time.
Old man, maybe Theseus. Let's fuck some minotaurs. Let's get some minotaur action. For all the joking I do about this game, the music is quite nice. My partner in crime has disappeared, audience. I don't know what to do without them. I'm not a solo streamer, YouTuber, blah. Whatever you want to call me. Doot, doot, tiny eyes. Darren, I miss you. Okay, well, I'm going to use this opportunity to rant. So, recently I was watching a video that was detailing why Phlox in the entire series was the most unethical doctor of Star Trek. And I couldn't get over how wrong the analysis was. Like, they called him the funny Dr. Mengele. Oh, so mad about that. So much was wrong 5 minutes into the video.
Are you talking to the audience?
Yes, because I was waiting. So I decided to rant about that video about Phlox. Because, like, he is a Neelix type character. Like, the person was like, they even have, like, the same facial thing going on. And I'm like,
yeah.
All right. Whatever, man. Whatever.
I could have just cut that out.
I know, but you're gonna listen through and see the shit I said.
Yeah,
most of it mundane. Okay, ready?
I am ready.
Okay.